What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Now, the big topic today is today the day that the Glazers leave Manchester United? I'm feeling hopeful, guys. I really am. Obviously, if you guys missed the show last night, we were talking about the quotes that were coming out from Rio Ferdinand on his 5 Live podcast last night. I did a bit of digging after the show finished because there was a few people in the chat last night saying that a Manchester United sale would not be announced on the 4th of July, which is obviously Independence Day in America. But what I found out, guys, is that apparently they can't announce the sale of a big business when the stock markets are open. So in theory, announcing the sale today would actually make a lot of sense because it's the 4th of July. All of the stock markets are closed in America. The New York Stock Exchange is closed, right? And what I found out was that Manchester United, any business, are unable to announce the sale of a business whilst the stock markets are open. They have to do it just before it opens or when it's closed. So in theory, there's no reason why it can't. So let's jump straight into it. Let's jump into what Rio Ferdinand was saying on his show last night. Welcome to everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. Do get involved in the live chat, guys. Do smash a like on the video if you are enjoying the show so far. So what all the excitement came from was last night on Rio Ferdinand's 5 UK podcast, him and his co-host Joel Bayer were talking about the Manchester United takeover, right? And Joel Bayer says, I'm hearing some big things are happening tomorrow. Once that happens, me and Rio can have that conversation, okay? Rio Ferdinand then came back and was very hush-hush about it and said, yeah, I spoke to David Ornstein, I've spoke to some other people, yeah. And I just want to say from the beginning, guys, obviously we have to take everything, we can't go full, it's 100% going to happen, we can't say that, we can't. But at first I was a bit negative about it because I thought, it can't be done whilst the stock markets aren't open and all of this stuff. And I did do some research last night, guys. I spent quite a lot of time looking into all of the different options and looking into whether the stock market needed to be open for a sale to happen and all the rest of it. But it does say that when a business is being sold, the stock market needs to be closed. It can't be open. So I do actually think that a sale happening today on the 4th of July, Independence Day, I mean, how beautiful would that be, guys? How poetic would it be for Manchester United to get its Independence Day, its independence back on the day of independence? I mean, if that happens, that would be so poetic. Obviously, as soon as we get 100% confirmed news, we will obviously go live with that. But yeah, it is something I wanted to bring to you all today and something I wanted to discuss with you. Do get your thoughts in the comment section and in the live chat. Do you think that today will be today? Yeah, so obviously with it being the 4th of July, it means that the stock exchange is closed. But after doing some research, as I said, whenever a big business is being sold in America, the stock exchange can't be open. I'm not sure exactly why, but apparently it has to be closed. So they either announce it just before it opens or whilst it's closed. So it would actually make sense if it was to... Jamie saying chill. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, when I heard the news last night, I was pretty chilled about it, but I've seen so many different people talking about it now, doing videos about it. There's a lot of people saying that they think something's happening today. So, yeah, so I thought we'd do a video. I thought I'd get you guys' opinions. Obviously, let me know in the live chat how you're feeling. Do you think today is the day? I'm feeling positive. I'd rather be positive than be, negative about it. So, yeah. Right, let's read out a few comments quickly. Ashley says, 3 weeks from now, Rio said the same thing. I'm starting to believe that the takeover will never happen. The big news will be the announcement of Mason Mount. I mean, if the big news is the announcement of Mason Mount, that would be such a killjoy moment, won't it? That would be absolutely devastating if the only news we get today is the announcement of Mason Mount. As everyone says in the chat, I'm absolutely sick of it. I am. I said that on last night's stream. All I want to do is sit here, guys, and talk to you about all these amazing things that the new owners are going to do, who they're going to buy, who the new director of football is, what the new stadium's going to look like. That's all I want to talk to you guys about. It is. The takeover stuff is just boring now. I accept that. But as I said on last night's stream, I wanted to take a bit of time. I wanted to go away and I wanted to have a look. And I do think I do think it has a bit more of a legs to stand on than I thought last night. I thought that there's no way they'll announce it on the 4th of July with that being Independence Day and with everything being shut. But in some ways that actually makes sense. It does, because they can kind of do it under the radar now. That then they can put it out, stock markets are closed, and then obviously everything will resume the next working day. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Jamie. So at the end of the day, guys, I just want to say, obviously, this is coming from Rio Ferdinand. You can make of it what you will, you know? Rio Ferdinand does have good sources. Do remember that he announced Cristiano Ronaldo was going to join Manchester United about 24 hours before anybody else did. So you just don't know. I mean, I don't know why Rio Ferdinand would put his neck on the line like that. Why would he record a clip saying that if nothing was going to happen? You know what I mean? It just doesn't really make sense. Like, at the end of the day, Rio Ferdinand's got a reputation. He's a legend of Manchester United. He's got nothing to prove. So yeah, but at the end of the day, guys, as you all are saying in the chat, I'm tired of this. I do just want this to come to an end. I want Manchester United to be sold. I want the Glazers out, and I want to be able to just move on positively so we can start talking about some other stuff, because at the moment, a lot of our conversation is just centered around the takeover. Rafa says, do you see Erik ten Hag as an expressive person? I'm not sure what you mean, really, as an expressive person. Let me know what you mean and I'll answer. I'm not really too sure. Wesley says, let's pray for the takeover happening today. Yeah, 100%, guys. I've got my fingers, I've got my toes, I've got every part of my body that I can crossed for some good news today. We have got some good news though, guys, so let's move on to something else, just so we're not talking about this for the whole stream. But welcome to everybody who is joining in the last few minutes. Please do smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. Really helps to get the video circulating on YouTube. So we have got a confirmed bid going in for Onana. So I can confirm now, Manchester United have submitted a €40 million bid for Andre Onana. Okay, Manchester United, this is coming from Damasio in Italy. Manchester United have submitted a €40 million bid for Onana. This came out at about 10:30 p.m. last night. And he goes on to say that Manchester United could raise their offer in the coming days. So I think at the moment, guys, 40 million won't be enough. Manchester United have submitted €40 million plus 5 million in add-ons for Andre Onana. That's about £30 million. I mean, that's very cheap, isn't it? I don't think we're going to get Onana for £30 million, to be completely honest with you. But that's the story that's come out. Damasio has confirmed that Manchester United have put in an offer for Onana. The first bid has gone in, €40 million. But he doesn't believe that will be enough, unfortunately. He believes that they'll want at least €50 million, which is about what we guys all thought, wasn't it? It's about £43 million. So, yeah, I think it's positive, though. It's positive that the bid has gone in. But at the end of the day, there's no way that Inter Milan are going to accept €40 million for Onana. No way. He's definitely worth at least 50, isn't he? So at least the first bid's gone in. At least those of you who really wanted a new goalkeeper, it looks like we will get our new goalkeeper. So that is a positive. Yeah, I am happy about that. I think Onana is the man for the job. So yeah, I think that's a positive. I really do, guys. Let me know in the live chat, though. How do you feel about that? Manchester United have officially offered €40 million for Onana from Inter Milan. That's coming in from Damasio at about 10:30 p.m. last night. I was going to do a video just on that last night, but I thought I'll wait until this morning. So yeah. But yeah, let me know in the live chat. Let's have a little chat about Onana. How's everyone feeling about that? Alan says, I'm just concerned Sir Jim Ratcliffe has pulled out if his bid is supposed to be dead. I mean, yeah, that is a possibility. That is a possibility that the news that might come out is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe might have pulled out of the race. I mean, if that's the news, that's also going to be pretty disappointing, because I've literally been saying that for 3 or 4 weeks. You know, I've been saying for 3 or 4 weeks that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was out of this race. So yeah, let's try and hit, as I said yesterday, guys, if we hit 2,000 subscribers on this stream, then I will give out, I'll give out another membership to somebody in the live chat. I think we are, let's have a quick look. We're about 80 subscribers off. So if we hit 2,000 on this stream today, I will give out another membership to somebody in the chat. Doesn't cost any money. Lambert says Romano hasn't mentioned a bid for Onana. Yeah, he hasn't. But to be honest with you guys, Damasio is a tier 1 journalist. Yeah, Damasio's Damasio, guys. Damasio's been around way longer than Fabrizio Romano. I'm pretty sure Fabrizio Romano, you like kind of learned the ropes underneath Damasio. Like he was his kind of not assistant, but do you know what I mean? Damasio taught Romano everything as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, Damasio is a tier 1 source, guys. So I think it's safe to say that is, you know, True. This was at about 10:30 p.m. last night, so we probably will get a story coming out from Fabrizio today about this, I reckon. So we've got someone saying, Onana is a priority, we must sign him, then the second goalkeeper. Yeah, 100%. We definitely need him, guys. As I said on yesterday's stream, Fabrizio Romano said that Rasmus Højlund to Manchester United is definitely on, but Atalanta want 60 to 70 million euros, which I think is too much. I do. I think 60 to 70 million, when we're in the position we are at the moment, we're really struggling for money. We can't be spending 60, 70 million on Rasmus Højlund. We can't. And we also were linked to Kolo Muani yesterday, who I know a lot of people in the chat got really excited about, me included. I think if we could get Kolo Muani, that would be an absolutely incredible signing. So let's stay positive. Let's hope we get some more news today on Onana, and hopefully we get some more news on the owners. There was another story coming out yesterday, quite late last night, about Lavia from Southampton. Now, I know a lot of people in the chat were really, really excited about Lavia, me included. So there's a story coming out from The Times, who again are a good newspaper in the UK, saying that Manchester United are interested in Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia, who is available for around £50 million. How does everyone feel about that? Would you bring Lavia into the club? I mean, me personally, I've said this before, guys, my priorities this summer was Declan Rice, Caicedo, and then Lavia. So I would bring in Lavia. He is my C option. The A option was Declan Rice, B option was Caicedo, and C option was, the C option was Lavia. But we have been linked to Lavia, guys, again. I do think it would be good if we got Lavia. I really do. I think he's a really good player. Obviously, from Southampton, they've just been relegated. I think we could get him for a little bit less than £50 million, to be honest with you, but I would really, really like that to happen. Daz Sweet says, we need 2 strikers. Yes, I 100% agree with you, Daz. I do. I think 1 striker will not be enough, unfortunately. I like Rasmus Højlund. I like Gonzalo Ramos, but we're going to be playing about 60 matches next season, guys. We definitely need 2 strikers. So I would go out and get Kolo Muani or Rasmus Højlund. And I would also get someone like Taremi from Porto. I think he could do a really good job for us. Can everyone watching please smash a like on the video? Let's try and hit 100 by the end of this stream. And as I said, if we hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the stream, I'll give out a membership to somebody in the chat. I'll stick a link in there now to subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, please do smash a like on the video, guys. It doesn't cost any money. It really helps. Really helps just to get more people in the chat. So someone in the chat is mentioning Amrabat. In relation to Amrabat, we did have a story come out, again, quite late last night from Fabrizio Romano about Amrabat. So, Fabrizio Romano says, the Fiorentina CEO on Manchester United rumours for Amrabat. So this is a direct quote from the CEO of Fiorentina. He says, we have not received any bid or proposal for Amrabat. He's a Fiorentina player now. If an offer comes in, we will consider it. So as it stands, guys, there was certain places saying that Manchester United had agreed terms with Amrabat and all of this. The Fiorentina CEO has come out and said that no club has had any contact with them about Amrabat. So as it stands, Manchester United, Amrabat, nothing is happening there at the moment. That's not to say that something won't happen in the future, but as it stands, there is nothing going on between Manchester United and Amrabat. No offers gone in and no personal terms are agreed. I know quite a few places were doing videos and stuff yesterday about Amrabat to Manchester United. Quite a few people on Twitter saying that personal terms have been agreed, but Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that they have not had any contact, and yeah, at the moment, Manchester United to Amrabat is not on. Nothing is happening. But we were linked to him in January, guys, so I do think he's a player that we might move for later in the window. Obviously, if Fred leaves the club and Donny van de Beek leaves the club, who are both likely to leave this summer, I would say that we're very, very likely to bring in Amrabat. So let's hope that one happens, but I do think it's dependent on Fred leaving and Donny van de Beek leaving. Yeah, let me know what you think about Amrabat, guys. How would you feel if we... Let's put this into context, okay? Imagine Manchester United sell Fred and Donny van de Beek and bring in Mason Mount and Amrabat. I mean, that's likely. I think that would be amazing. I really do. If we can get rid of Fred and Donny van de Beek, sell them both for about 20 million each, and we bring in Mason Mount and Amrabat as their replacements, I think that would be really, really solid. So let's hope that happens. As I said on last night's stream, Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday saying that Fred has got a lot of interest from clubs around Europe, including Fulham, and Manchester United would listen to offers for around 15 to 20 million pounds. All right, we've got our first super chat of the day. If anybody wants to do a super chat, you can hit the $sign. It really helps support the channel. So yeah, if you want to join the members club or do super chats, just hit the $sign. So V33 says get Lavia, Højlund, Onana, and then get Tony in January. I really like that, guys. I really, really like that. That's a great suggestion. So V33 is saying we should get Lavia, Højlund, and Onana now. And then in January, we should get Ivan Toney. I mean, I would love to see Ivan Toney at Manchester United. I really, really would. I think he's a quality player, guys. Ivan Toney is exactly what Manchester United need. The only issue I see with Ivan Toney is the gambling charges. Will Manchester United want to go for a player who's had all of these gambling issues against him? I don't know. Me personally, I would definitely sign Ivan Toney. I think he's Premier League proven. I think he would do amazing at Manchester United. He's obviously English as well, which helps with your English quota. So yeah, I really like that super chat. Thanks for that, V33. I would definitely get Ivan Toney in January if he was available. Let me ask you this one, actually, guys. Let me rephrase this. How would you feel about signing Ivan Toney now for cheaper? And then obviously he can't play until January. He's banned until January. How would you feel about bringing in Ivan Toney now, maybe for cheaper, knowing that he can then play in January? Or would you rather just wait for him to join in January? Daz Sweet says Fred would relegate Fulham. I mean, come on, guys. Let's not be unfair. Fred isn't that bad of a player. I mean, he's not great, but he's not awful. You know, I think Fred would do well at Fulham. And I do hope, as I said, guys, all of the players return to Carrington for pre-season training this Thursday. Some of them returned yesterday, Dean Henderson, a few others, Donny van der Beek. But all of the international players will be back at Carrington later on Thursday. So we will start helping people leave. People will start leaving, I think, in the next week or so. Wesley says Amrabat would be a great signing. Good rotation with Casemiro, not expensive. Yeah, 100% agree with you. 100% agree. If we can get rid of Fred and Donny van der Beek and bring in Amrabat, I think that would be a really, really solid bit of business. So let's hope that we can get that done. Let's hope that we start seeing people leave the club this week even, or next week. Let's have a look. Harris says, by the way, I like the red light. It looks amazing. Yeah, so I just got some new lights in here yesterday, guys. I got some new... I've just been messing around and buying different bits and bobs. So yeah, I'm glad you like the new setup. I got some new red lights, which I think look pretty cool. So yeah, right. Let's move on to the next piece of news for this morning, guys. Take it easy, Jamie. See you later, mate. Welcome, Neil. Hope you're doing well. So Neil says it can't happen today because the American Independence is today and New York Stock Exchange will not be open because of Independence Day. So yeah, we did actually speak about this earlier on in the show. I did some research into this, and apparently when there's a major sale of a business going through, the stock exchange can't be open. It isn't allowed to be open. The sale will either have to take place before the stock exchange opens or after it closes. So quite a few people and places were saying that actually a day like today would make sense because the stock exchange is closed. I didn't realise that, but apparently the exchange has to be closed in order for a business to be sold. Apparently that's what I was reading. Right, let's read out the next bit of news. Can everyone just smash a like on the video quickly? Let's try and get to 100 by the end of this stream. We're about 50 off. And if, as I said, if we hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the stream, I will give out a load of memberships. Rafa says, what about the idea of Manu Kone rotating with Mason Mount and Casemiro? Yeah, I really like Manu Kone. I really, really do. I think he'd be a quality player. I thought he was linked to Liverpool, wasn't he, Manu Kone? Let me just have a quick look. Manu Kone obviously plays for Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's 22 years of age. Yeah, I would love to see Manu Kone at Manchester United. Again, that's another player that Ralf Rangnick wanted to bring to the club, wasn't it, guys? Ralf Rangnick really wanted to bring in Manu Kone. Jim says, my only reservation with Ivan Toney is it's a long time not playing football. Yeah, I do agree with you guys, but there's a lot of people who want Mason Greenwood back. I mean, how long has Mason Greenwood not played football for? Probably be 2 years. Welcome to everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. Do get involved in the live chat and do get involved in the poll. Let's have a look. Paul says, no decent Premier League club would take Maguire, worst player in the Prem. I mean, in relation to Maguire, guys, we have had a few stories come out in the last 24 hours or so that West Ham are still heavily interested in Harry Maguire. And Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday saying the following, right, guys? He says, Harry Maguire is going to have a chat with Erik ten Hag. There is a chance he will leave the club. So as it stands, guys, Maguire will come back. He'll have a chat with Eric Ten Hag. He'll find out what his playing time is going to be like for the season. I assume the conversation will go something like this. Eric Ten Hag will say, you're going to be the fourth choice centre back. You can stay if you want, but you're not going to be the first choice. At the end of the day, guys, with Harry Maguire, the Euros is coming up next summer. He plays for England every single game. He won't be in the England squad next summer if he doesn't play for Manchester United. I don't think so. So I do think that Harry Maguire will leave the club. And I think a club like West Ham would really suit Harry Maguire. It's a lot slower pace of game. They're a lot more defensive. He doesn't need the pace. Or even a team who play five at the back. If you've ever watched Harry Maguire for England, he's actually really good. But that's because they play five at the back. They've got three centre-backs. Two of them, John Stones. They have two fast centre-backs around him. So if Harry Maguire just can kind of sit back and run about, and he doesn't really have to be under any pressure. Welcome to everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. Do let me know in the poll whether you think that today is the day, Independence Day in America, that we get rid of the greedy Glazers. I'm praying it is. I've got every limb in my body crossed that today we get the news that Manchester United has been sold. Just to say as well, guys, we've got a guest on the show this evening at 6 p.m. Welcome, Emmanuel. Hope you are doing well. We've got a guest on the show this evening at 6 o'clock. The first time we've had a guest, so that'll be exciting. I wanted to talk about something else as well quickly. So I'm not sure if anybody's seen. Obviously, you probably don't follow Manchester City that often. So Manchester City is selling their reserve goalkeeper, James Trafford, who I've never heard of, to Burnley for £19 million, right? Whereas Manchester United can't even get 20 million for Dean Henderson. I mean, that shows the levels, doesn't it? Manchester City are selling their backup goalkeeper, not even their backup, they're selling a youth goalkeeper to Burnley for £19 million. Yet we can't even sell Dean Henderson for 20. I mean, what is going on? Let's have a look. What are the United stocks at the moment? I'll have a quick check for you guys. Let's have a look. Manchester United share price. Everyone please smash a like on the video quickly. I'm just checking the share price just because somebody's asked in the chat. It's around $25, so it's about what it's been for the last week or so. There was a bit of a spike yesterday, but yeah, it's just kind of sitting around 25 at the moment, guys. Let's have a read of a few more chats. Someone saying John Murtagh out. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely disgusting that we can't even sell Dean Henderson for £20 million, yet Manchester City are selling a youth goalkeeper who none of us have ever heard of, James Trafford, for £19 million. I mean, that just shows the levels that we're at, doesn't it? The team who the people who work behind the scenes at Manchester United are so bad at negotiating. I mean, we should be getting at least 20 million for Dean Henderson. We really should. In relation to Dean Henderson, guys, Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday saying that until the situation with David De Gea is resolved, Dean Henderson will not be sold. So at the moment, they're waiting for David De Gea to return from his wedding. Once he gets back, he'll have a chat with Eric Ten Hag and the rest of the Manchester United board. So there is still a chance that David De Gea will leave. But I do think that the fact that the bid went in yesterday, if anybody's late, Manchester United have officially submitted a €40 million bid to Inter Milan for Andre Onana. This was coming in late last night from Di Marzio, who's obviously an Italian journalist. He's a tier 1 journalist in Italy. So yeah, the first bid's gone in for Onana, guys. That's really positive. Something to get excited about. I would love to see him at the club. I think he'll really, really revolutionise our team. So let's hope we can get this Onana deal over the line. It is believed that Inter Milan will want at least €50 million, which is about £40 million. So I do think that we will get this deal done, guys. I do think that Onana will be Manchester United next signing. And I do hope that he goes on the pre-season tour, guys. The pre-season tour kicks off next Wednesday. We play Leeds, I believe, next Wednesday. As I said before, guys, we'll be doing watch-alongs for every game in the pre-season, every Premier League game. So do subscribe if you want to check out those. Welcome to everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. As I promised, I will be giving out another membership to somebody in the chat today if we hit 2,000 subscribers. We're about 70 away now, so do subscribe quickly if you haven't, and I will give out a membership to somebody in the chat. And I also promised that if the Glazers leave the club, I will give out a Manchester United shirt to somebody. Anybody in the chat, I'll give out a Manchester United shirt, any name on the back. Let's have a read. So Rajit says, what's your opinion on the Feyenoord goalkeeper? To be honest with you, I wouldn't bother with the Feyenoord goalkeeper. I watched some videos. I spoke spoke to some people about him, and apparently he's not very good. He gets injured a lot. Apparently he's not good. So yeah, I would not go for the Feyenoord goalkeeper, to be honest with you. But do let me know in the live chat. I'd go with Onana, 100%. Onana is the only option here, guys. Onana, goalkeeper, he will absolutely revolutionise our team. So let's hope that we can get Onana in before the pre-season. Let's hope that Erik ten Hag gets his man. Let's have a read of a few more comments. Do get your live chats in, guys. I will read out as many as I can. Stefan says, Onana has African Cup of Nations this year. Will miss loads of matches. So in relation to the African Cup of Nations, Onana doesn't actually play for the international team. He had a falling out with the manager. So the story was that apparently the Cameroon manager said that he didn't like that Onana kept coming out of his box. And, you know, he was being a sweeper keeper. And Onana said, well, if you don't like the way I play, then I'm just not going to play for you. So as it stands, guys, Onana doesn't play for Cameroon. He doesn't play international football. So there is no issue around Africa Cup of Nations. He will not be going to the Africa Cup of Nations in January. I did think that at first, but then I did some research into it. And yeah, so Onana doesn't play for Cameroon anymore. There obviously is a possibility that further down the line, he might rejoin, you know, but at the moment, Onana does not play for Cameroon, so we won't have any issues in January. We'll have him for the whole season, so that's nothing to worry about. Rafa says the best striker for us is Gonzalo Ramos, creating a good duo with Bruno. Yeah, 100%. I would love Gonzalo Ramos, I'd love Kolo Muani, and I'd also like Rasmus Højlund. My priority three, guys, would be Gonzalo Ramos, and then Kolo Muani, and then Rasmus Højlund, in that order. But let me know in the live chat, who is your priority striker? Which one would you go for? Right, let's have a read of a few more chats. Please do smash a like on the video, guys, if you haven't already. Anthony says the Feyenoord goalkeeper is very small. Onana or Costa are the ones. Yeah, 100%, guys, 100%. Someone says, what's your views between Onana and Costa? I would 100% go for Onana. He's older, he's more developed. We need somebody who can come in and just hit the ground running. I think Onana can do that. He knows what Erik ten Hag expects of him. He's just come off the back of a really, really good Champions League final. I think Diogo Costa is still young and raw and has some developing to do. And I think the Manchester United goalkeeping position is one of the most difficult positions in the world. So I do think that Onana's the one, guys. I think he would absolutely revolutionise our team. He's exactly what Erik ten Hag wants. So let's hope that we get Onana over the line. For anybody who's joined in the last few minutes, Manchester United have officially submitted an offer of 40 million euros to Inter Milan for Onana. That's coming in from Damasio. Richie saying no bid says, I mean, to be honest, guys, as I said earlier on in the stream, Damasio is a tier 1 journalist. I know everybody loves Fabrizio Romano, but like, there are other journalists, you know? Let's have a quick look. I did hear somewhere that apparently Fabrizio Romano used to work for Damasio. Yeah, I mean, Damasio's got 2 million followers on Twitter. I don't think he'd put out a story saying that they'd put in a bid if they hadn't. So yeah, that's what was being reported, that Manchester United put in a 40 million euro bid for Onana. The Inter Milan want at least 50 million euros, which I think's fair. 50 million euros is about 40 million pounds. I think if we can get him for 40 million pounds, I think we go and do that deal. As I said, he'll completely revolutionise our team. We'll be able to pass out from the back. We'll be able to press. I think it'll be great, guys. So let's stay positive. Good morning, Fred. Hope you're doing well, mate. So the story came out. Let me just have a quick look for you guys. So the story came out about 10:30 p.m. last night about this Onana bid. Yeah, it was at 10:30. Manchester United have offered 40 million for Onana. That was from Damasio. And it went on to say that Atalanta Inter Milan want 50 million at least for Onana. So around 40 million pounds. Yeah, it was about 10:30 p.m. last night, guys. So I assume all of the other channels will probably start doing videos about this today. I was surprised when I didn't see anybody else doing a video last night. Yeah, I mean, I can see now United View, which is another good channel, they've got a stream scheduled for 9 a.m. saying United submit 40 million bid for Onana. So other channels will start trickling out this information now. As you know, guys, we do 8 a.m. every day in the UK now, 8 a.m. UK time. So we kind of have got a bit of an earlier slot. I know United stands at 10, United Views at 9. So yeah, we have got a bit of an earlier slot. So that's why we get to bring this news to you first. But anybody just joining, a bid has gone in as per a report from Damasio in Italy. 40 million euros, which will be rejected. Inter Milan want at least 50 million euros for the player. Someone saying, can you mention the time? So it was about 10:30 p.m. last night, guys. That's what it says on Twitter. I'm reading the tweet now, half 10 p.m. Thanks to Kevin saying the room looks good. Yeah, I've just updated the room, guys. I've got some new lights. I've got all sorts going on. Richie says, Fabrizio Romano says, still no MUFC bid for Onana. Yeah, so Richie, that was at about 2 o'clock, wasn't it? The quotes that you're thinking of were from the United Stand show at about 2 o'clock. So this tweet that came out from Damasio was at around 10:30 p.m. last night. So yeah, I assume that we'll get more news on the Onana bid today, guys. Welcome to everybody just joining in the last few minutes. Please do get involved in the live chat. Please let me know where you're watching from in the world and how you're doing. As I said, I will be giving out a membership to the channel if we hit 2,000 this stream. I'm just going to check how far off we are. Yeah, we're about 60 subscribers off now, guys. So let's hit 2,000 by this stream, and then I will give out a membership to one of you people in the chat. You will get a badge by your name. You'll be able to do super chats. You'll be able to do all that good stuff. So do get involved. And do smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. Right, let's move on to the next story. How's everyone feeling today? Is everyone feeling positive? I am feeling positive. I really am. I just think, guys, it'll be so poetic if Manchester United gets sold today on Independence Day in America. Imagine how poetic that would be. Manchester United get their independence back. I'm not going to lie to you, all right? As much as I hate the Glazers, but if the sale goes through on Independence Day today, I will say hats off to them. I'll say fair play. That's actually like quite a beautiful thing, you know? I don't think I'd ever describe the Glazers as beautiful, but I really wouldn't, because they're not beautiful at all. I really dislike them. But if the sale goes through today on Independence Day, that is poetic, isn't it? It really, really is. Yeah, so anybody asking in the chat, we will be going live at 8 a.m. UK time every single day going forward. That's the best slot, I think, for us. So yeah, 8 a.m. UK time going forward. 1 hour long show. Anthony says, did we succeed with submitting a second bid of 40 million to Atalanta for Højlund? Yes, so for anybody asking about Højlund, thanks for bringing that up, Anthony. In relation to Højlund, guys, Fabrizio came out yesterday saying that Atalanta, the minimum amount Atalanta will accept for Rasmus Højlund is 60 to 70 million euros. So at the moment, I think the Højlund deal is on pause. That is a lot of money, guys. It's about 50, 60 million pounds that Atalanta want. So as it stands, the priority is the goalkeeper. I think Onana will be Manchester United's next signing, and then I think we'll look at the strikers. As I said, I think we'll start seeing players leave the club in the next kind of week or so. And then as players leave the club, we'll be able to get more money in our budget. I mean, if QATAR get announced today, guys, as I said to you on a previous video, it was reported that as soon as QATAR come in, they'll clear the debt, right? By clearing the debt, it immediately adds £41 million into our budget. This has all been calculated by Financial Fair Play. So if QATAR take over today or tomorrow or whatever, right, they clear the debt immediately, which they promised to do, Manchester United, Erik ten Hag will have a minimum of £41 million extra this transfer window. So that means they could literally just go out and buy Gonzalo Ramos. They could buy Rasmus Højlund. So that is a positive. Our budget will increase almost immediately as soon as QATAR come in. By about £41 million. That's what's being reported. Francis says, good morning, guys. I want to know the latest transfer news. Yeah, so anybody joining late, I will recap everything at the end of the video. So do hold on till the end. Do smash a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. I will give out some a membership if we hit 2,000 today. Right, let's read out some comments. Let's have a look. Yeah, so somebody's saying Rasmus Højlund is not worth anything near that. Another dialogue of an overpriced and prob not suitable to play. Yeah, I mean, I do completely agree with you. How does everyone feel about that? So Rasmus Højlund to Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano said yesterday that the deal is on, but Atalanta wants 60 to 70 million euros. I think it's too much, guys. I think it is. I don't think Rasmus Højlund is worth 60 to 70 million euros. But let me know in the live chat and in the comment section, how much would you be willing to pay for Rasmus Højlund? I reckon about £40 million is the absolute max. That's about 50 million euros. Anything more than that, I think is too much. I do. Yeah, Anthony says, I hope today will be our Independence Day from the Dracula Glazers. Yes, 100%, guys. Smash a like on the video if you hope today is our Independence Day. And anybody in America, let me know how you're feeling, what you're up to today. Obviously, if anything breaks during the day, if we get that confirmation, we will, of course, go live. So yeah, Liam says, I mean, Chelsea bend financial fair play by giving players long-term contracts. Why don't we do that? So I believe the rules have changed. Apparently, the Premier League have changed the rules, so you can't do this long-term contract thing anymore. So yeah, that is quite disappointing. We won't be able to do what Chelsea did. We won't be able to spend 500 million, unfortunately, guys. But as I said, if Qatar come in and they clear the debt, we will get an extra 41 million pounds in our budget. So, I mean, that's an extra player, 41 million pounds. That means we could get Rasmus Højlund. But I do think that 60 to 70 million euros is far too much money, personally, for me. I don't think we should spend that amount on him. I think at the most 40 million pounds for Rasmus Højlund would be good. But let me know in the live chat how you are feeling about Rasmus Højlund. Terry says 40 million plus add-ons that take a few years if he shows his worth. Yes, 100%. I think what will happen here is we'll probably pay about 40 million up front for Rasmus Højlund. And then, yeah, there'll be 20 to 30 million in add-ons, because at the end of the day, guys, nobody's going to pay 70 million euros for Rasmus Højlund now. You'd have to be an absolute idiot to do that. You really would. He only scored 8 goals in Serie A last season, guys. It's not like he's, Kolo Muani, yes, 60 million euros. Gonzalo Ramos, 60 million euros. Yes, definitely. But Rasmus Højlund, he's not worth that yet. He might go on to be worth that in a few years' time. But at the moment, he's a 30, 40 million pound player, in my opinion. Somebody in the chat, Al, saying, offer 60 million for Evan Ferguson. He is local and Premier League proven. 100%, guys. I absolutely love Evan Ferguson. I would 100% go and get him. But the only issue with Evan Ferguson, guys, is he just signed a new contract with Brighton. So I do think he would cost a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, if we could get Evan Ferguson at Manchester United, that would be an absolutely incredible signing. I'd be really, really happy about that. Welcome to everybody just joining in the last few minutes. Do get involved in the live chat. I try and read out as many as possible. I'm just going to check how the subscribers count is doing, because I did promise. All right, guys, we're less than 50 subscribers away from 2,000 now. I will give out a membership to somebody in the chat if we hit it. I've just put a link in the live chat to subscribe. Right, let's move on to the next piece of news. Let's have a look. Right, so yeah, anybody asking about the goalkeeper situation? There's a few people in the chat asking about what's going on with the goalkeeper situation. As I said earlier on in the show, Manchester United have submitted a bid for 40 million euros to Inter Milan for via Di Marzio, okay? Inter Milan want at least 50. So I think we will get Onana this week, guys. I think it will be around 50 million euros, which is about 40 million pounds. I think that's an amazing deal, so I'm really excited about that. As soon as that happens, Dean Henderson will leave the club. He's going to join Nottingham Forest for around 20 million pounds. And we're still unsure what's going on with David De Gea, guys. There is still a possibility that David De Gea stays at Manchester United. He will come back to the club for talks in the next couple of days and potentially sign a new deal. There is a story I wanted to bring into the show, actually, guys. I know it's been very positive today. It does look like Onana will sign for Manchester United, but there was a story that came out last night, okay? Brace yourselves for this, guys. Everyone take a deep breath. There's a story coming out last night from James, someone in CBBS, which is an American portal, right? American news network. So he says, exclusive, Al Nassr have lodged a lucrative offer for Onana, Manchester United's first choice goalkeeper this summer. The Saudi Pro League wants the best players they can find, and there wasn't many keepers better than Onana. So apparently, the club that Cristiano Ronaldo plays for, Al Nassr, have submitted a bid for Onana, okay? I mean, what does everybody think about that? Saudi Arabia have come in for Onana, apparently. That's coming out last night. Just as we submitted our bid, a story came out that Al Nassr, obviously where Cristiano Ronaldo plays for, have submitted a bid for Onana. It doesn't say how much, but apparently it's a lucrative offer. I mean, if Onana moves to Saudi Arabia, that's just embarrassing, isn't it? Like, why would you move to Saudi Arabia? He's about 26 years of age. He's still in the prime of his career. You know, it is just embarrassing. People in the chat asking about Frankie de Jong. So in relation to Frankie de Jong, guys, there isn't any massive news surrounding Manchester United. But I don't want to scare you, but I said this on yesterday's stream. I reckon Frankie de Jong's going to go to Manchester City. I do. I think Manchester City will get Frankie de Jong. I can just see it happening. Bernardo Silva's leaving. Gundogan's leaving. Manchester City tried to go for Declan Rice. They didn't get him. I'm pretty sure that Frankie de Jong's going to go to Manchester City, guys. I know that's not what you want to hear. I know Erik ten Hag loves him. He's like his little love child, isn't he? But unfortunately, I can just see it happening. It's going to happen, isn't it? But yeah, so that story that came out yesterday, apparently Al Nassr have put in an offer for Onana. But at the end of the day, guys, if Onana moves to Saudi Arabia, that is just embarrassing. I'm really sorry, but let's just stay positive. Hopefully Manchester United can get the deal over the line before someone else comes into the race. Everybody just joining in the last few minutes, welcome. Do get involved in the live chat. Do smash a like on the video. Let's have a look. Someone's saying that something about Fred. Yeah, so in relation to Fred, guys, it does look like he is going to move this summer. Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday saying that lots of clubs around Europe are interested, and that Fulham are looking to put in a bid of around 50 to 20 million pounds. Morning, Adrian. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, someone's saying, I won't be surprised if players start going back to Newcastle. Yeah, because obviously, who was it? Obviously, Newcastle are owned by Saudi Arabia, aren't they? So there is always a possibility that players move to Saudi Arabia and then they loan them back to Newcastle. I mean, that can't happen, can it? That's definitely a bit dodgy. Let's read out a few chats quickly. Do get your chats in. Let's have a look. Someone's saying Onana will go to Al Nassr and join the Saudi League. I mean, to be honest with you guys, if Onana joins the Saudi League, I'm not going to keep saying it, but that is just embarrassing. It really, really is. That is so embarrassing. Malp says, welcome Malp, hope you're doing well, mate. Malp says, Frankie de Jong's missus likes the Barca sun. He won't leave Barca. Yeah, well, guys, have you ever been to Manchester? Manchester is very sunny. It doesn't rain in Manchester, guys. It doesn't. I'm only joking, guys. It definitely does rain in Manchester. It's always bloody raining in Manchester. Although it's absolutely tipping it down where I am today. It's horrible weather here in England today. Let's have a look how we're doing likes-wise. All right, guys, we're less than 40 away from 2,000. I will give out a membership if we hit 2,000 this stream, as I promised. So we've got a good question here, actually. Someone's saying, is Mason Mount going to be a starter or a squad player? I think he'll start. I think he'll take Christian Eriksen's place. I do. Christian Eriksen is a good player, but he can't play 90 minutes. Put it this way, with Christian Eriksen, he's good for the first 10, 20 minutes, and then he just slowly drops off because he just doesn't have the legs anymore. So I do think Mason Mount will take... Christian Eriksen's spot, I think, in the team. I think the midfield will be Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. I think that's solid. I really do. I think that's a really good midfield. So I'm quite excited about that. And I'm really excited about the first pre-season game, guys. Next Wednesday, we play Leeds in the first pre-season game. We will obviously be doing a watch-along for that, guys. So next Wednesday, the first pre-season game. So do get involved in that if you're interested. Let's have a look how we're doing. Someone's saying Saudi's offering life-changing money, tax-free. African players are often driven to use their wealth to develop their countries. Yeah, that is a fair point. At the end of the day, guys, the amount of money that the Saudi Arabia clubs are offering is absolutely crazy, isn't it? I mean, I think Benzema's getting paid about £50 million a year. I mean, that's absolutely mad money, isn't it? It really is. And I guess as well, Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country. So if quite a lot of players that are moving there, I guess, a Muslim. I believe it's a Muslim country anyway. Welcome, Ruben. Hope you're doing well, mate. So anybody asking about the goalkeeper situation, DiMarzio last night, 10:30 p.m, reported that Manchester United have submitted a 40 million euros bid for Onana, which will be rejected. Inter Milan want at least 50 million euros for the player. So I think we'll get the deal done. I think we'll get him for 50 million euros. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Obviously, as soon as we get the here we go for Onana, we will go live. So do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anthony says we were linked to an Iranian striker. I've forgotten his name. Any news around that? So in relation to, you're talking about Taremi from Porto. I don't think there's any strong links to him yet. We have been linked to him, but I do believe he's more of a cheaper kind of backup option. I don't think he's the first choice option. So yeah, so it's Taremi from Porto you're talking about. He's got really good goal stats, guys. He did really well in Portugal last league. Sorry, guys. I was just having a sip of water. Yeah, so in the striker situation, as it stands, it looks like Atalanta want around 60 to 70 million euros for Rasmus Højlund, which is far too much in my opinion. I don't think that Manchester United will pay that. I think we'll probably get him for 40 plus add-ons. That's my take on it. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. It looks like the next signing will be Onana. But as I said, apparently, I mean, do you know what's funny, guys? It's funny that Al Nassr were going after David De Gea, right? And now they're going after Onana. It does seem a bit weird. Why have they gone from David De Gea, who's a free agent, to Onana? I mean, I do think it's a bit suspicious. How's everyone feeling about David De Gea, guys? Is everyone still like 100% he's going to leave, or do you think he might stay? Like, let me know in the live chat and in the comment section what you think about David De Gea. And we are also expecting today, guys, to get the official pictures of Mason Mount in the shirt. If anybody cares about that, I assume everybody's really excited about the takeover. So, as I am, I'm honestly, guys, as I keep saying, imagine how poetic it will be if Manchester United gets sold on Independence Day. Rajat says, let's be considering Vlahovic. I'm not sure about Vlahovic, guys. I don't know. I feel like he was an exciting name a few seasons ago, but I'm not that convinced by him anymore. What does everybody think about Vlahovic? I mean, we haven't been linked to him at all. We were linked to him a few years ago, weren't we? Arsenal were linked to him. Apparently Chelsea are linked to him. I don't think we'll get Vlahovic personally. But let me know in the live chat, what do you think about Vlahovic of Juventus? I don't think he had a particularly good season, did he? Let me have a quick look for you guys. So Vlahovic last season got 10 goals in 27 games. I mean, it's not great, is it? Welcome everybody who's just joining in the last few minutes. Hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. Let me know whether you think today is the day that Manchester United get their club back. I'm hoping it is. We're less than 30 subscribers away from 2,000 now, guys. I will give out a membership at 2,000. So yeah, do get involved in the community. Bell says it's time for Dave to go. David De Gea will leave. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm unsure. I think if we get Onana, then David De Gea will leave. But who's going to be the backup goalkeeper? Answer me that, guys. If David De Gea leaves and Dean Henderson leaves, who will be the backup goalkeeper? Do you think it will be that young guy that we have? I think his name's Kovar. Has anybody heard of him? Yeah, Matij Kovar. We have got a young goalkeeper who's already at the club. He's 23 years of age. He was out on loan last season in the Czech Republic. He won the league with, I think it was Slavia Prague. So we do have a goalkeeper there, but yeah, let's read out a few more comments quickly. Vincenzo says David De Gea is staying. The club have told him not to sign any deal. Al Nassr playing Man United games like we did Caicedo. Yeah, I mean, possibility. As I said, guys, I would really, really like for David De Gea to stay as the backup goalkeeper. I really would. I think that would be amazing. I do. I think if we had David De Gea and Onana as our two goalkeepers, I would definitely do that. I don't really see the point in letting David De Gea leave. If we can sign him on a cheaper contract, then I think we should keep him. Someone's saying Tom Heaton has extended his contract. I mean, to be honest with you guys, do you really want Tom Heaton to be the backup goalkeeper? Like, is he really good enough? I don't know. Like, has he even ever played? I think he's played like once. Yeah, I don't know about Tom Heaton, guys. I would rather have David De Gea than Tom Heaton personally. I would, but obviously that's fair enough. Right, do get your live chats in, guys, and do smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Let's have a look at what else we've got to talk about. Yeah, we're like 30 subscribers away from 2,000 now, guys. The video is gonna end in about 15 minutes, guys. So we've got about 15 minutes left to hit 2,000, and then I will give out a membership. Let's have a quick look at what else we had to talk about today. Yeah, so for anybody just joining, a bid went in for Onana for 40 million. We're being linked to Lavia again from Southampton. Southampton want around £50 million for him. Unfortunately, Fabrizio Romano has completely dismissed the Amrabat links. So Manchester United are not in for Amrabat at the moment, which is a bit upsetting because I do think he'd be a good option. So Jack says, I do not want David De Gea as a backup keeper. I don't trust the guy one bit. He has been a bottle job ever since Ronaldo destroyed him in the World Cup. David De Gea cost us cup competitions. I think that's a bit unfair, but obviously you're entitled to your opinion. I do think that's a bit unfair. I think David De Gea has been a really good loyal servant of this club. Yeah, I do think it would be okay if David De Gea stays. If he signed on 100 to 150 grand a week, I do think that would be good. I do, but obviously you're entitled to your opinion. I wouldn't be paying him what he's paid now. It would be 100 grand, 150 grand a week tops. Bob the Builder, welcome mate. Hope you're doing well. Bob the Builder says, morning, I think the way the summer is going, we need to put Greenwood back in the team. Personal feeling to one side. I don't see any other option. The stick we will get will be horrendous. Oh, we always talk about Mason Greenwood, guys. We can't bring Mason Greenwood back, in my opinion. We can't. Somebody in the chat earlier was saying, I don't want Ivan Toney because he won't have played football for a few months. When was the last time Mason Greenwood played a football match? When was the last time, guys? He hasn't played for probably, what, a year and a half, 2 years? He's going to take 6 months to get back to match fitness, I think. So I don't really see the point in bringing in Mason Greenwood, to be honest. Let's read out a few more chats. So Kevin says, any backup for Casemiro, please. So in relation to the CDM, in relation to the CDM position, I do think we'll go in for Amrabat. I do, but at the moment, guys, we don't have the budget for Amrabat. Fred and Donny van de Beek will most likely leave the club this summer. We have to wait for that to happen. As soon as those two move out the door, I do think we will bring in Amrabat, and I do really like that idea. But we are linked to Lavia from Southampton. Answer me this in the chat, guys. Who would you prefer to have at the club, Amrabat or Lavia? Let me know in the live chat. I'm going with Amrabat. That's my take on it. But let me know in the live chat. Who would you prefer to sign, Amrabat or Lavia? So Eric says, no matter how hard it is, we just need to move on from David De Gea. Too error prone and can't play with his feet to beat a press. Legend of the club, no doubt. Yeah, just to be clear, guys, I don't want David De Gea to be the first choice option. I just think that he's a good backup option. Let's read out a few more chats. Do get your live chats in if you haven't already, guys. I will read out as many as I can. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, guys, we speak about Mason Greenwood so often. I don't think he'll be at the club next season. I don't. I don't want to say it's pointless talking about it because I do want to encourage conversation, but Mason Greenwood will go out on loan next season, I think. I can't see him here next season. So somebody's saying, why are we not promoting Joe Hugill and Charlie McNeil? Yeah, I would love to see Charlie McNeil get some game time. We have got some really promising strikers in the youth academy. But at the moment, guys, I just don't think Ten Hag's in a position to be able to do that. The Premier League's so difficult, you know? It's not like you're Manchester City where you absolutely steamroll every single team. I think that at the end of the day, it is a big risk playing lots of youth players. Good morning, Sonny. Hope you're doing well, mate. Someone says, I don't agree with you on David De Gea and Onana at the same time because you can't overpay a second goalkeeper and that risks creating unhealthy competition. I mean, I agree with you, but you have to remember that Dean Henderson's on 100 grand a week, right? Dean Henderson's on 100 grand a week. If we let Dean Henderson go, then why not give the wages we were given to Dean Henderson to David De Gea? You know? Dean Henderson's not even playing for us. He's on loan and we're paying him £100,000 a week. So if David De Gea is happy to accept 100 to 150 grand a week, then why not give it to him? Francie, hope you're doing well, mate. Francie says, mate, your channel's blowing up. Been here from the start. Congratulations to you. Big ups to all the people who've been here from the start, and also obviously big ups to all the new people. We've got a really, really nice community here. So do get involved if you haven't already. Someone saying, I really want Mason Greenwood back. Yeah, I mean, God, I don't know, guys. I don't want to keep talking about Mason Greenwood. I honestly don't think, right? I'm taking all of my personal feelings away from it. I honestly don't think that Mason Greenwood will play for Manchester United again. I don't, okay? That's my take on it. Whether I want that to happen or not, that's a different conversation. I just don't think that Mason Greenwood will play again. Someone says Lavia is very expensive for our budget and Amrabat is more experienced and worked with Ten Hag before. Yeah, 100%, guys. I definitely would go with Amrabat. I think he would be amazing. Imagine Amrabat and Casemiro as a midfield in midfield against Manchester City away from home. That would be so solid, guys. That really, really would. Let's have a read of a few more chats quickly. I'm just checking the subscriber count. Right, we're less than 30 away from 2,000, guys. I will give out a membership when we hit 2,000. So if we hit 2,000 this stream, I will give out a membership to somebody in the chat. So do hit subscribe. I just put a link in the live chat for that. I'm just going to see what else we've got to talk about on today's show. We've covered quite a lot today, haven't we, guys? It's been a really, really good show. Do we want to talk about some outgoings quickly? I know everybody's quite excited about outgoings. So we did get a lot of clarity yesterday, okay? Donny van de Beek is up for sale. Quite a few teams in Europe are interested in him. That's what Fabrizio Romano is reporting. So, yeah, I think Donny van de Beek will leave the club this summer. Fred's up for sale. He'll leave the club. I think we're going to see a lot of players leave, guys, in the next few weeks. I really, really do. So that's something to be positive about. Donny definitely needs to leave the club. He's completely wasted. AC Milan are believed to be interested in Donny. I think Manchester United are supposedly wanting around 20 million euros for Donny van de Beek. I mean, to be honest, at this stage, I'd just take anything we can for people like Fred and Donny. Especially Donny. He just doesn't play, does he? I feel bad for the guy, I really do, because I was so excited when Donny van de Beek joined Manchester United. I thought he was going to go on to be a really, really special player for us, but it just hasn't worked out. It hasn't. Terry says, channel is doing amazing, Kieran, building a really great community. Yeah, big ups to everybody in the channel. Really, honestly, guys, it's such a nice community. Everybody respects each other's opinions. There's not been any absolute idiots in the chat yet, so big ups to everybody. Yeah, really appreciate all you guys. So yeah, lots of love to all of you who are regulars, and obviously lots of love to all of the new people. We've got about 7 minutes left of the stream, guys. I don't know whether we'll hit 2,000 this stream, to be honest with you. We've only got 7 minutes left. We've got about 26 subscribers to go, so I will give out a membership on 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully today, guys, we get the here we go for Onana. Hopefully. As I said, a 40 million euros bid went in yesterday, and Inter Milan are supposedly wanting around 50 million euros. So I'd say we will get Onana, guys. I'd say that's a pretty safe bet. Let's read out a few more. Jack says, Greenwood has a tough mentality. He won't care for the booing if he does come back. To be honest with you, Jack, this is my take on Mason Greenwood, okay? I think he's a generational talent. I think he's an incredible footballer. But I think he causes more issues than he does solve issues, right? If he comes into the squad, every single match, he's going to get absolutely tormented by the away fans. Every single press conference, Erik ten Hag's going to get asked about it. He's an unnecessary distraction, in my opinion. It's going to be like Ten Hag just needs to have a bit of peace, I think. He really does, guys. He's had such a difficult time so far. That's my take on it. You know, I don't think the stress he's going to bring to the club is worth his talent. And obviously, then if you look at it personally, I personally wouldn't want him to play for Manchester United again. Yeah, so in relation to some more outgoings, Fabrizio Romano is coming out with the following. Eric Bailly and Alex Telles have been informed that they are not part of the project. United are ready to accept a small amount of money. The club want them both gone this summer. So I think it's pretty safe to say, guys, Alex Telles and Eric Bailly will leave the club this summer. I mean, that's a positive. Both of them are wasted. They are both out on loan, you know. Yeah, so Alex Telles and Bailly will leave the club this summer. That's pretty much certain. They'll both be gone. I mean, it makes no difference to our squad. They weren't even here last summer. They were both loaned out. They both didn't do very well. So let's hope they both go. Someone says Alex Telles, Brandon Williams, Fred, McTominay, Maguire, Martial. If we clear them this summer, it will be bigger than the ins. I'm just going to say that now, guys. I completely agree. I actually think what the most important thing this transfer window is the players that leave. I don't think it's the players we bring in, okay? Because it's a domino effect. Once players start leaving, we'll start bringing in people, okay? Whereas if we don't sell people, we won't be able to bring in people. So I actually do think it's more important that players leave this summer than we bring in players. That's my take on it anyway. I'm more excited about, this sounds a bit sad, okay? I'm more excited about the outgoings at the moment because I know that means that Ten Hag will then be able to bring in players he actually wants, if that makes sense. But until we start selling players, it won't happening. Let's have a look how many subs we are away from, guys. As I said, on 2,000, I will give out a membership to somebody. Right, we're less than 30 away, guys. Less than 30 subscribers. We've got like 5 minutes left, so just hit the subscribe now if you haven't already, and someone in the chat will get a membership gifted to them from me. Let's have a read of a few more comments, and do smash a like on the video as well if you haven't, guys. It doesn't cost any money. Get involved in the channel. If you want to join the membership club, we've got some amazing members here. You get a badge next to your name. You get I think you get super chats, you get all sorts of things. I've just put a link down below for it. So someone says, just like everyone deserves a second chance, so does Greenwood. We do not have sufficient budget. Why can't we use Greenwood as a number 9? Guys, now we've spoken about Mason Greenwood so much, okay? Everybody has different opinions on Mason Greenwood. Me personally, I don't want him to play for Manchester United again, okay? That's my opinion. But then even if you're looking at it on a football level, he hasn't played for, what, a year, 2 years? He's not going to come back in and be banging in 20 goals a season. He's not. He's going to take so long to get back to the level he was before. And he might never get back to that level. So as much as I understand you saying we need a striker, let's bring back Mason Greenwood, I just don't think it's as simple as that. But obviously you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I'm always going to try and respect other people's opinions on this channel. I really am. We've got a bit of breaking news, actually, which isn't, I mean, it's not about Manchester United, but it does kind of link to Manchester United. So apparently Liverpool have pulled out of the race for Thuram from Nice. Obviously, there was quite a lot of upset, wasn't there, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was going to sell his best player to Liverpool, Thuram. But apparently Liverpool are no longer in the race for Thuram. I mean, I'd like to see Thuram at Manchester United. I really would. I think he's a quality player. But yeah, Liverpool apparently are not in for him anymore. So for anybody asking about the Rio Ferdinand thing, about the takeover thing, so What caused all the excitement was this. Rio Ferdinand obviously does his 5 UK podcast, okay? So they were on the podcast last night talking about the takeover. The co-host Joel Bayer says, there's definitely some takeover news happening. I know you can't say too much for whatever reason, right? And then Rio says, I was talking to David Ornstein as well, who's got good knowledge. We've got good sources. And they were hinting that something was going to happen today. So that's where all the excitement about Rio Ferdinand on his podcast was hinting that some takeover news was going to happen today. Now, let's just quickly summarize what that could be. There's a few different options, in my opinion, okay? It could either be that the club's being sold to Qatar. That's what I think will happen, okay? That's the boat I'm in. Manchester United will sell to Qatar. That's what I think. But it could also be that maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe's pulling out of the race. That's an option. Or it could even be that maybe Qatar have put in a new bid. That's also an option. I have seen a few people saying that apparently Qatar have increased their bid and will get the club. I'm going to be completely honest with you here, guys. I'm going to give my opinion on it. Obviously, my opinion, think of it what you want. I think what will happen is, I think that maybe Qatar will put in an improved offer, or maybe they already have put in an improved offer and they'll get the club. I think they'll end up paying around 6 billion and the deal will get done. That's what I think is going to happen. I think their last bid was around 5 to 5.5 billion. I think they'll put in a bid of 6 and the club will be done. So everybody who's saying the stock exchange is closed today, apparently a business can only be sold when the stock exchange is closed. They can't have the business, so they have to do it either before lots of people saying because of the stock exchange. So I did actually research this because I thought that, how can they sell it on Independence Day? But apparently you can't sell a business or announce a business being sold. You have to do it either before the stock exchange opens or after it closes. You can't do it in the thing. In the relation to the person saying you only talk about speculation, well, at the end of the day, guys, this, as the title of the video says, Manchester United news, okay? So we talk about the news, we talk about the news and we discuss it. That's the point of a community. We come here, we all have our opinions and we discuss it. So yeah. I do think that we will, we'll get something. I mean, imagine if what it actually is Mason Mount has joined the club. That'll be so disappointing. Like, nobody really cares, do we? Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, guys, as I said, I really am upset that Mason Greenwood probably won't play for the club again, but that's just the situation. It is what it is. Like, me morally, my personal beliefs, I don't want him to play, but I appreciate other people who do. That's, you have your own take. Adrian says that's a stupid comment, clueless. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, as I said, the more the community grows, the more, we will get negative comments. I hope you all understand that I come in here and I give my opinion, but I always say, at the end of the day, my opinion's as good as yours. I listen to you guys' opinions. I never put you guys down. We have differing opinions. I'm not saying I've spoken to Sheikh Jassim and he's told me that Manchester United's going to be sold today. I don't spout stuff like that. I just bring the news and we discuss it. That's how a community should work. So obviously, as the channel grows, we will get negative comments. That's to be expected, but it is what it is. We move on. We're less than 20 away from 2,000 now, guys. I will give out a membership at 2,000. So if anybody wants a gifted membership, do subscribe. And as soon as we hit 2,000, I will give out a membership if we do it. If we do it this stream. Let's have a look. Let's read out a few more comments quickly. Someone's saying we need to compete and win the Champions League. I mean, to be honest with you guys, even if Qatar get announced today, I think it could be as long as 5 years before we win the Champions League. I do. It's going to take so long to get us back on that level. Obviously, I'd love for us to win the Champions League next season, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm being realistic. Anybody asking about Onana, who's just joined in the last few minutes? Yeah, Onana, Manchester United have had a 40 million euro bid submitted to Inter Milan. This came out from Dimarzio. Inter Milan want 50 million euros. As I've said a few times now, I'm confident that Onana will be our next signing this summer. So yeah, I'm really excited about Onana. I think he'll be an amazing player for us. So hopefully, guys, we get the Here We Go video for Onana. And hopefully, we get the Here We Go video for Qatar. As I promised, guys, I will be giving out a Manchester United shirt with any name on the back, any number, as soon as Qatar or as soon as the Glazers are gone, guys, on that video, I will be giving out a Manchester United shirt to somebody in the chat. So that is something to be excited about, isn't it? I'll literally, whoever wins, I'll go on the Manchester United shirt. A Manchester United shirt, I'll go on the Manchester United website. I will put in your I'll put in your address and you'll get a Manchester United shirt sent to your house. So yeah, that's something to be excited about. Yeah, I do like to kind of incentivize people and, you know, give out gifts to this community, because this community is amazing, guys. Everyone is so respectful and so nice to each other. So big ups to all of you. Let's have a look. We've only got a couple of minutes left of the stream, guys. I don't think we're going to hit 2,000. We have got another story coming out as well now, guys. Bit of breaking news here for you. We did speak earlier on about Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia putting in a bid for Onana, okay? So that came out last night, that Al Nassr had supposedly put in a bid for Onana. We've got another story coming out here from Italy, Gazzetta, 2 million followers on Twitter. They say, there has been no bid or contact from Saudi Arabia to Inter or Onana. There is a willingness between all parties to agree a deal with Manchester United soon. Onana wishes to join Manchester United. I mean, that's really positive, guys. If anybody just missed that, it's been confirmed that there hasn't been an offer for Onana from Saudi Arabia. And they go on to say there is a willingness from all parties to agree a deal with Manchester United. Onana wants to join Manchester United. So, guys, it looks like we will get Onana. It does. It looks like that story to Saudi Arabia was probably something they put out just to try and speed up the process. But, I mean, as I said, guys, I do read out all different bits of news. And if we can correct a story, I will. So, you know, that's just how it works with news, isn't it? At the end of the day. I mean, even places like BBC, which is like one of the most credible news places in the UK, they get news pieces wrong. You know, that's the point of this community. We can discuss news, we can discuss how credible it is and all the rest of it. Let's have a look how we're doing on the subs, guys. I do want to hit 2,000 today just so I can give out this membership. We're 19 subscribers away, guys. We're 19 away. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah. Someone says, will you send the shirt even to Africa? Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I said I'll give out a shirt. So whoever wins, I'll send the shirt. Obviously, I'll do it as like a competition. We'll pick someone at random in the live chat. That will be when the Glazers are gone, though. If the Glazers stay, I'm not buying a Manchester United shirt. I will not be supporting them. Just to clarify, guys, I will only be giving out a Manchester United shirt if the Glazers leave the club. If they don't leave the club, I'm not buying a shirt. No way. Let's have a read of a few more comments quickly. We've got 5 minutes left of the video, guys. So we've got a few more negative comments coming in, which is fine. Honestly, guys, I have no issue with negative comments. At the end of the day, this is a news show, okay? We read out news, all right? I'm not by any means saying, in my opinion, that Qatar... I'm not saying I've spoken to Sheikh Jassim and he's told me that they're going to buy the club today. Rio Ferdinand and Joel Bayer on their 5 Live podcast hinted something, and we're now talking about it. And I've said at the end of the day, Rio Ferdinand said 3 weeks ago that Manchester United was going to be sold. It hasn't happened. So take it with a pinch of salt. That's all I'm saying. But a lot of people, a lot of different channels, a lot of different Twitter people are all really excited about this news. So I think it's worth discussing, because that's the point of a news show. You bring news to the table, you discuss it, you discuss the legitimacy of it. That's how it works. But yeah, obviously there is going to be negative comments, but I just want to clarify that is how a news show works, isn't it? You know, we talk about the legitimacy of something and we all decide whether we think it's true. That's how it works, okay? Yeah, everybody in the chat saying, let's get Onana done. Yeah, we need to get Onana done this week. We're not going to do a poll about Mason Greenwood, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I think it's a bit distasteful. Obviously, I'm happy to talk about Mason Greenwood and we can all get our opinions in, but I'm not going to do a poll about him, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at how the poll's doing today. So, the poll today, guys, we've had over 500 votes. 44% of you think the takeover will be announced today, and 56% of you say no. So it's pretty equal. There's a lot of positivity there. A lot of people do think it's going to be announced today. And then a lot of people don't. So it's 50-50 at the moment, guys. Let's read out a few more comments. Someone says, okay, right, this is the kind of thing I like, okay? Now this I appreciate, right? Again, everybody's entitled to your opinions. It's a free world. You can put your comments in and I'm not going to, slag you off. But these are the kind of comments I like. This is the right way to do it. So somebody has just asked me, what's your opinion? Do you believe Rio? Right, that's the correct way to ask somebody, not to say stop spouting rubbish, blah blah blah. So I appreciate that comment. That is the way to do it. So if anybody in the future, is unsure about what I'm saying or what I've reported, do just say, "What's your opinion, Kieran?" And I'll give my honest opinion. Okay, I like that. So here's my honest opinion on the takeover situation. Obviously, we've spoke about what Rio Ferdinand and Joel Bayer said on their 5 Live podcast, okay? That's what the news show we've talked about. Somebody in the chat's asked me what my honest opinion is, right? So at this point, if I was trying to get likes or clicks, I could say, yeah, 100% Manchester United is going to be bought today, right? But I'm not going to do that. So my honest opinion on what I think will happen is, I mean, at the end of the day, Rio Ferdinand isn't going to be the one to break this bit of news. That's my opinion on it, right? He's a legend of the club. I'm sure he does have sources. He dropped David Ornstein. He said this, he said that. So I don't think that Rio Ferdinand will be the one to break the news. The way I see it with Rio Ferdinand is, okay, I think he probably has heard something, right? And I think that thing is probably something to do with Qatar, okay? I think that's my opinion on it. I do think he'll have got some information. I don't think he can say that it's going to be today, though. I think he's just kind of fishing. He's putting it out there, so if it does happen, he can say, oh, well, I said that, you know? That's ultimately what Rio Ferdinand's doing. At the end of the day, guys, he's got way more links than me or you do, right? He runs a very successful channel. He's a legend of Manchester United. He knows players. He knows agents. Rio Ferdinand will have good contacts. I 100% think he's got some new information from somebody that something is happening. I believe that, 100%, in my opinion. Rio Ferdinand will have got some information from one of his sources that something is happening, which he didn't feel he could say live at that point because it was told to him in confidence. Right? But I don't think that Rio Ferdinand will be the one to break that Qatar have won the bid for Manchester United. I don't. That's my take on it, okay? Think of that what you will. So I'm still in the camp where I think it's 70% that Qatar will get the club, 30% that the Glazers stay. Rio Ferdinand's quote yesterday hasn't changed my opinion. I'm still saying 70%. Still saying 70% Qatar, 30% Glazers will stay. Let's have a look. Welcome, Ashid. Hope you're doing well, mate. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way, guys. We're about 25 away from 200. The target was 100 for the video, so we've absolutely smashed the like target for the video. So big ups to all of you. We're 11 subscribers away from 2,000. I did say I'd give out a membership if we hit 2,000 subscribers on this video. I can't stay on for much longer because I've got to go and walk my dogs, guys. They're not going to be happy with us. Those 2 dogs, they like their walks. So I'm only going to stay on for a couple more minutes. Yeah, I don't know if we'll hit 2,000 this stream. I've just put a link in the... yeah, we're 10 away now, guys. 10 away. Right, let's read out a few more comments quickly. Liam says, I doubt Rio knows when the buyout will happen, but he probably gets a lot more inside information than us. Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. That's what I try and say. At the end of the day, guys, I'm here to report the news that I've seen on Twitter, okay? And then we discuss the legitimacy of it. Somebody's asked my opinion. My opinion was that Rio Ferdinand won't be the one to break the news, okay? He'll have heard something, that something's happening, but that could happen at any time. He might have heard that Qatar are more likely to win the race now. I mean, we all know that anyway. That might have been what he's heard, but he might have heard it from a legitimate source. Like, I don't think that Rio Ferdinand will know when the club's going to be bought. I don't. Yeah, I'm all good, Ashton. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, somebody, again, another negative comment, which again is completely fine. Completely fine. I have no issue with negative comments. I'm happy to, read them out and to talk about it. So somebody says, how come you're the only channel to break this news? It's sourced nowhere. And as somebody said in the chat, United Stan talked about this for about an hour last night. United Stan talked about this Rio Ferdinand thing for ages last night. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're the only channel to be talking about it. I think I've seen 2 or 3 different channels all talking about this bit of news. So it is what it is, Ben says, when do you think we'll sign Mount? I do think we'll get the Mount announcement today, but obviously if anything happens with the takeover, I mean, it all depends, guys. Maybe Mason Mount will be announced today and the takeover will be announced tomorrow. Who knows? We've just got to stay patient. And obviously, as I said, as soon as we get any breaking news, we will go live. Right, I really must go now, guys, though. Big ups to all the new subscribers today. We will give out some memberships on, later videos. Yeah, as I said, I've got 2 dogs downstairs who are barking at me because they want to be taken for their walk. So I can't really stay on for too much long. Someone says dogs need walks as much as we need the bloody leeches out of the club. Yeah, 100%, guys. The leeches need to be removed from the club. They've sucked enough blood out of us. They have. Someone says, we want the dogs. Get the dogs on. I will. So later on this evening, guys, at 6 p.m, we've got a guest on the show, okay? We've got a special guest on the show. He's somebody who does an analysis on football. He's really, really interesting guy. He's American. He'll be on the show at 6 p.m. today. So the dogs will not be on the show today. I did promise that I will get my 2 dogs on the show when we hit 2,000 subscribers. So probably tomorrow or maybe later on. Or how about this, guys? As and when Manchester United gets sold, we'll get the dogs on the show. We'll do a here we go with the dogs. I mean, honestly, guys, it'll be absolute carnage. They probably will just be licking my face for the whole time. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys, because I'm kind of just rambling now. And I do want you guys to, yeah, go and have a lovely day. Obviously, as soon as we get that confirmed bit of news, we will go live. Do subscribe, hit the notification bell. Massive love to everybody in this community. Honestly, guys, it's an absolutely incredible community. I love speaking to you all. I will be back on at 6 p.m. tonight with a special guest. If anything breaks between then, if we get the Mason Mount deal confirmed, if we get any takeover news, we will go live immediately. So do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll speak to you guys later. Lots of love and big ups to everybody in the chat. Peace out, guys.